This week on The Rundown, we take a look back on the fall concert. Our on campus radio station is nominated for a national award, and we visit Ryder's Food Pantry. All this and more on this week's edition of The Rundown. Welcome to The Rundown. I'm Corey Cook. What will fall time be like without the excitement of the fall concert? Field reporter Sheree Baskerville was there to capture all the action.
Just 10 days ago, Ryder held their annual fall concert in the SRC, and people lined up at the front of Daly's to see A Boogie with the Hoodie and Allie Brooke. We were able to catch up with students on what they thought of the concert, and SEC events coordinator Danielle Chambliss on how they made this special night happen.
So we start off with a big group discussion of what students voted for on our survey the previous year, and then we kind of break down who would be the best fit. We get like a nice top 5 or whatever. And then it kind of goes into the VP of Special Events' hands to figure out which one they're going to actually go with. And we usually try to go with what the students voted for on the survey so that they can get what they wanted. But sometimes we find an even better choice.
The anticipation of this show grew as students found out who the acts were from Ryder's I Love College party, and students are still raving about how much they enjoyed the show.
The concert was great. My favorite part was A Boogie. He did a pretty good job the time he was there when he came out. It was a good little time.
My favorite act would have to be A Boogie, only because I've always just liked his music, ever since my sister put me on, basically. So just seeing his stage performance and everything, it was just more easy to get engaged with it. So
I think the students really liked the show, considering the fact that A Boogie was the top choice on the survey, so they obviously were waiting for him, they obviously wanted him. So I think they were actually happy that we got someone that they've been asking for.
I think we all can agree that that was definitely a night to remember. My name is Sheree Baskerville. Back to you guys in the studio.
It's the middle of the fall semester, which means it's audition and performance time for Ryder School of Fine and Performing Arts students. The first dance show of the semester is coming up this weekend. Here's field reporter Kayla Williams with the story.
Ryder University's student-run performance organization, the Bronkway, is hosting a tap cabaret this fall. 2 musical theater students are directing and choreographing the show. I met with both of them to understand why they're putting on the show and what it means to them.
Going in, you have to go and tell them what your vision is so they can kind of contribute to that vision, so definitely inspire.
I asked the other choreographer what this show is about.
This year, we wanted to talk about something that affected us in our day-to-day lives, which is identity. So I am a Latinx cis female identifying woman, which I guess that means cis female. I think that makes sense. And I wanted to talk about the struggles that I have finding a job in this industry because I am Latina. However, we've decided to broaden our scope and look at what does identity mean to everybody.
The auditions occurred on September 12th, and now all the dancers are working hard to perfect the show.
What is the workload like working on the show?
It is definitely a lot because not only do we have to be learning all these dances, but we also have to be working on them outside, and I've been going over them a lot with a lot of my friends. We've been going in the lounge to work on all the dances and really try to get them worked out so that we know everything so that we can come in for other rehearsals and clean those numbers.
Any student at Ryder can put on a show through Bronkway. I met with an e-board member of the club to ask how that process works.
What is the process for putting on your own show?
Fill out the form on our website and we will decide if we want to put up your show.
Make sure to get your tickets on thebronkway.com. We'll see you in the audience on October 6th.
If you're interested in learning more about how to put on your own show, make sure to check out Bronkway.com. Ryder University's intramural sports program is a fun way to stay active and participate in sports. Dominic DeRosa had the chance to find out more about this exciting on-campus opportunity.
Watching sports is a fun way to keep yourself entertained. Why not also play intramural sports with your friends to be active and have fun at the same time? I had the opportunity to speak to Diana Klaus, the Director of Recreation Programs at Ryder University, to ask why intramural sports is worth it.
Right, so I think with intramurals, I appreciate that they take place on campus. They provide our students with an opportunity to not just get to know the people within their own team, but other students on campus by playing other teams too. I also really appreciate that it's not a huge time commitment for students who want to participate. For example, if you want to play flag football, you know you're going to play probably once, maybe twice a week. Each game's about an hour, so I find it easier for students to commit to something like that sometimes compared to a club sport, which might be 2-3 practices a week and games on the weekend, or an outdoor recreation trip, which might take a whole Saturday afternoon.
I also asked Ms. Klaus if intramural sports has helped students off the field rather than just on the field.
So I think with time management and communication, those specifically within our supervisors, right, and our students that work within the program, they have to block off their schedules so they know in advance when they can work. They can tell us what their availability is. They have to make sure they show up to the field in time to set up, to check people in. So I think for our students, it's very helpful for them to start learning how to do those things and creating those transferable skills for themselves.
I got to speak to 2 intramural supervisors, one of them being Jared Roy, who I asked how long he's been a part of intramurals.
I've been involved for a year and a half. I started halfway through my sophomore year, and I've been going ever since.
I also got to speak with Billy Simone, talking with him about sports discipline when it comes to intramural sports.
Oh yeah, and this is something that happens very often, obviously probably more often than you'd like, but it's a part of the game. Everyone's got their competitive juices and everything, so you're going to have things where things are said or done that are unsportsmanlike, such if, I don't know if it was, say it's a celebration or trash talking to the other team. For me as a supervisor, I think my biggest tool is communication. It's all about how you, not only what you say, but how you say it.
Lastly, I spoke with Captain Colin Courtright.
Keep your players disciplined because they have to show up on time. They have to always bring their ID cards, and even on the field, a lot of them like to mouth off to the refs and whatnot. So as a captain, I gotta tell them to better cut that out, or it could be a flag and whatnot. And even in dodgeball too, you just gotta keep all player emotions in check because, as you know, emotions get the best of people.
So what are you waiting for? Play intramural sports today.
If you're interested in joining Rider University's intramural sports program, visit rider.edu for more information.
Hi, I'm Andriana Rice Gilmore. Rider University recently invested in a new sports video production trailer. This is to showcase games happening on campus that are now shown on ESPN3 and ESPN+. This is exciting for athletes, students, parents, and many more. News reporter Kaylee Edinger went behind the scenes to find out more.
BroncVision is back in action as they've been working hard to make live broadcasts. We went to Chris Foster, the supervisor, to find out more.
We are all a student-run broadcast. There's 5, 6, 7 students and myself inside this relatively small trailer. We have technical directors and graphics operators and graphics researchers and replay operators and package operators and camera shaders and audio directors, all within the trailer, all kind of doing their own thing at the same time to make sure our productions go off smoothly.
We talked with Matt Gonzalez, alumni of Rider University, about his experience being able to work at the MAC Basketball Championships.
The MAC Basketball Championship is the conference collaboration of all 11 teams duking it out to see who's the best team in the MAC for basketball. And this past year, it was in the Time Union Center in Albany, New York, hosted by Siena College. And Rider Athletics played a strong role as we were used as the production staff for the entire tournament. And it was a very great experience for us to highlight our skills towards the conference, but also was a good stepping stone for all the younger, experienced people to see how it is to work for a Division I conference. And it was a very beneficial experience for everyone there.
As the basketball championship was a great experience, Sarah Waldron, who is a current Rider student, talks about how BroncVision has impacted her.
I really enjoy my job, and I really like having that little bit of anxiety each time, going through, make sure everything gets done, and I think that pushes me to do a better job. And I learned a lot about sports, which is really interesting to me, and I learned that there's many different roles you can have and many different structures. BroncVision is a family, honestly. It's our little family that we get together and we film games, and even though it's a job, I don't ever feel like I'm doing a job.
To watch the broadcast, visit GoBronx.com for the complete schedule of live events. Back to school season can be an exciting time for most, but for some Rider students, that may mean a time of food insecurity. Field reporter Lisa Jackson took a look at this important issue.
The Rider Food and Resource Pantry is a hidden gem on Rider's campus. Located in room 23 of the academic annex, the pantry exists for all Rider students who may be in need of its services. I sat down with Rajon Felicia, the food security graduate assistant for the Office of Service and Civic Engagement, who currently overlooks the food pantry.
Basically what I am doing here is I directly oversee the Rider University Resource Pantry. I do operate and run the daily operations of this pantry. However, some of my other duties include supporting other student volunteer initiatives such as Bonner, as well as Meals on Wheels and other programs that we have here on campus. There's not enough awareness, so to say, of the Rider Pantry. One of the things that we're trying to do to implement it is trying to engage via social media, trying to do word of mouth, as well as trying to spread awareness through the students that come here itself to try and spread the word as well. We do offer a wide range of food products that we haven't had in before, as well as we're trying to work on trying to address the needs of students that do come here, as well as starting to survey students on what they want to see in the pantry. So one of the biggest things that we have is we do have a sponsorship through Panera Breads. So basically on Wednesday nights, with all the fresh products that Panera doesn't sell that day, they get donated to us on Wednesday when we serve the students on Thursdays. Right now, any specific type of non-perishable items, as well as any basic necessities. So one of the things that we do also offer are basic hygiene products. So your deodorants, soaps, laundry detergent, that stuff of that nature. We are right now always in desperate need of them. They are always the first things that are off our shelves. Those are the biggest things that we are always in need of.
If you're interested in utilizing Rider's Food Pantry, you can visit weekdays in room 23 of the academic annex or email Rajon Felicia for any further details.
Hi, I'm Sheree Baskerville. Rider's own 107.7 The Bronx has been nominated for a National Association of Broadcasters Marconi Award. Reporter Corey Cook has the chance to visit our radio station to find out more about this on-campus opportunity.
I'm here at 107.7 The Bronx to talk with General Manager John Moses and Production Director Ben Campbell about the Bronx nomination for the NAB Marconi Awards.
To be nominated by the National Association of Broadcasters, who represents over 8,500 radio and TV stations across the nation, is a huge deal. It is a testimony to the hard work of the students here at 107.7 The Bronx and the blood, sweat, and tears they put in every day to make this radio station sound fantastic and look fantastic, whether we're at an appearance, a remote broadcast, or doing one of our 5 campus traditions.
Being nominated, just being nominated for a Marconi Award, is the biggest thing that could possibly happen to us. We've worked really hard for the last several years. This isn't just an award for us, the current staff, or even just last year's staff. This is the last 5-10 years worth of staff that are all excited about this, because this was all them, and we just happen to be the ones that are around to receive it.
This is the first time that college radio has their own nomination in the National Association of Broadcasters Marconi Award, and as a university, we're just proud to be nominated. Reporting for The Rundown, I'm Corey Cook.
To learn more about how to get involved at 107.7 The Bronx, you can visit the station at the bottom floor of the BLC or visit their website 107.7thebronx.com. Nothing's more important than student safety. Recently, Rider University has undergone many changes on campus, including their approach on student safety. Not only did they change the name of their student safety service, but other aspects of it as well. Jader Peterson has more on the story.
Bronx Safety Service is a program that provides students with transportation on campus when they are concerned about their safety. The service is run by Rider students, which provides users with a personal connection. Recently, Rider University has not only changed the name of their new student safety service, but also some of its policies. Some of the new policies include new operation times, student use, and rules when it comes to dangerous weather conditions. Bronx Safety Service will no longer be used as an Uber, but more as a service to ensure student safety and well-being on campus. Corporal Joe Serino has more to say about the Bronx Safety Service.
So Bronx Safety Service, where the student employees of the Public Safety Department, they have primary goals, to observe and report suspicious activity, to the Rider University Public Safety Department, help provide safety escorts for the student, staff, and faculty. They will patrol the campus, either on foot or in a car, especially in the academic buildings. Basically, Bronx Safety Service, the student employees serve as an extra set of eyes and ears for the Public Safety Department.
The Bronx Safety Service will not run in the morning unless the students have a medical condition. Walking escorts will run from 4 p.m. to 2 a.m., and driving escorts will only run during the 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. In extreme weather conditions, Bronx Safety Service will not be operational and will be closed until further notice. Many students are unhappy with the new changes to the service, but junior Jada Woodley is optimistic about what the new changes bring.
I think student escorts are a great service on campus. I love how I can just call them and they'll come pick me up, especially if I feel unsafe or anything like that.
While some students dislike the policies of Bronx Safety Service, others are excited. Employees of the service are happy that the name was changed and excited about the times of operation. Bronx Safety Service Supervisor Chelsea Hatton is pleased with the new changes.
I enjoy them overall. I feel like it's finally getting used for what it's meant for. It's getting used for safety instead of all the lazy rides that we have. So I feel like it's really positive. I don't think, everybody else thinks that it's all positive, but I think overall it's finally being used what it's meant to be used for.
All in all, students are welcome to use the service. Public Safety would like to remind students that the Safety Service is no longer called Student Escort, but will be now known as Bronx Safety Service. They would also like to remind students that they are fully operational and are ready for your call.
For more information on these changes, you can contact Bronx Safety Service at 609-896-5050. It's only October, so that means only one thing to Rider University basketball fans. It's time to meet the players and get ready for another season of games, halftime shows, and contests. Andriana Rice Gilmore has more about the annual Magnus event and what it means to the Bronx community.
University has their annual Magnus event coming up October 12th, where students will be provided food, games, and fun. I had the opportunity to meet with Karen Torsha to get more details about the event.
So Midnight Magnus actually started as Cranberry and White Night back in the early 90s. I think it was 1994, and the current basketball coach at the time just wanted to do it. It was a thing a lot of big schools were doing, so he said, let's introduce our men's basketball team this way. And it started as just for men's basketball, so they did a Cranberry and White Night at midnight. When we moved to the MAC in 1997, we said, we're going to start calling it Midnight Magnus as a play on Midnight Madness, which is what everyone used to call the event. The NCAA had a rule back then that you could only touch a basketball after midnight on this particular date in October. So we would do this event. It was at midnight, and there used to be a concert before it. So we had people like Ludacris. We had Destiny's Child, big name performer. For this year, our theme is actually based on the Atlantic City Boardwalk and the Monopoly board game, because the MAC basketball tournament is moving down to Atlantic City for the first time this year. So we wanted to be able to sort of start promoting things early on to get people excited about the fact that the tournament's only a little over an hour away.
We even got a chance to catch up with a few students.
Magnus is really great. We get to meet the basketball players for the first time, and there's a lot of fun activities going on.
So what I know of Magnus is I'm best friends with one of the girls on the basketball team. I'm really close to the basketball team. I think it's a really good way for students who are not in the athletic department to get a chance to get a preview of what the team is like.
We also had the opportunity to interview a freshman basketball player and get an idea of what's to come.
Magnus coming up this year is going to be really exciting. We got a lot of new players on the team that's going to show the students and faculty what we got this year. It's going to be the first time that we get to show our stuff that we've been working on. It should be a pretty fun time.
Tickets will be available throughout the week of October. Doors will be opening around 8:30 p.m. Make sure to follow the Rider emails to get any additional information.
Remember, the fun doesn't end at Magnus, it's just beginning. Visit GoBronx.com to see men's and women's home basketball game schedule. Well, that brings us to the end of this week's show. For everyone here at The Rundown, I'm Sheree Baskerville. Thanks for watching.